In a world where an endless stream of information and external stimuli constantly compete for our attention, it is becoming increasingly difficult to stop and truly see what is hidden beneath the surface. We live in an age where speed and superficiality are often valued over depth and thoughtfulness. But it is in this race for the obvious that we risk missing the countless manifestations of amazing greatness that unfold around us every second. Without requiring loud announcements or bright flashes, our eyes, accustomed to rapid scanning, automatically filter out what seems ordinary, depriving us of the opportunity to perceive the true magic of the world. This is seeing unlimited greatness. This is not just a play on words, but an invitation to shift the paradigm of perception, to the discovery of new layers of reality that have always been there, but remained invisible to our hurried gaze. Imagine a ray of sunlight penetrating through a dusty window of an old attic, illuminating the particles swarming in the air. What appears to be the chaotic movement of dust is in fact a complex, almost mystical dance, where each particle follows invisible air currents, creating fleeting patterns of light and shadow. Or think of a simple drop of rain that, having fallen on a leaf, does not simply disappear, but lingers, refracting the light and turning into a tiny lens in which the entire world is reflected, albeit in a miniature, distorted form. This is not just water on a leaf. It is an instant work of art created by nature itself, ephemeral but incredibly profound. Our ears, deafened by the constant hum of the city, often miss real symphonies that play out in silence or in the subtle sounds of nature. The barely perceptible rustle of the wind in the leaves, changing tone from a light breeze to an almost ominous sigh. The quiet, insistent buzz of a bumblebee flying from flower to flower, fulfilling its vital mission. Or the calming, monotonous rhythm of raindrops falling on different surfaces, on soft earth, on rough leaves, on the ringing metal of a roof, creating a complex, changing melody. All these sounds are not just background noise. Each of them, in every rustle, in every sigh, contains an entire, living universe that exists in parallel with our noisy, demanding world. It does not shout about its existence, but only gently invites contemplation to slow down and listen to its subtle, barely perceptible rhythms. It is in this ability to capture invisible and inaudible manifestations that the depth of perception lies, opening access to true harmony. Let's delve into the microworld that is seething with life right under our noses, remaining completely invisible to the naked eye. Take an ordinary drop of water from a pond. Under a powerful microscope, it turns into a bustling metropolis inhabited by countless microorganisms. Each of them moves with amazing grace, performs its own unique function, fitting into a complex and perfectly balanced ecosystem, demonstrating the perfection and complexity of life forms that are worthy of the deepest admiration and study. Or imagine an old tree whose bark is covered with layers of moss and lichen. If you look closely, every groove, every crack, every unevenness of the surface becomes a unique pattern, telling the story of decades, perhaps centuries of life, growth, and transformation. This is not just a piece of wood. It is a living, breathing archive of time, a testimony to incredible resilience and constant change. Even in the most seemingly ordinary objects and phenomena, you can find something amazing if only you change your approach and abandon superficial judgment, from the desire to see only the obvious. Think of a fingerprint, a unique, one-of-a-kind pattern that is an intricate, exquisite work of art created by nature. Or the delicate, almost invisible interweaving of veins on a simple leaf through which life force flows, delivering nutrients and enabling growth like the complex transportation system of a vast city. These details, which we so often ignore as we rush past, contain not only aesthetic beauty, but also profound clues to the bigger picture, to the understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, from the smallest bacterium to the vast galaxy. They remind us that complexity and perfection can be hidden in the simplest forms. The essence of invisible majesty. The essence of invisible majesty is not to seek out the extraordinary, the out of the ordinary, the shocking, but to discover the extraordinary, the profound, the meaningful in the ordinary. The things that have always been there but that have gone unnoticed by our superficial gaze. It is not simply a change in perspective, it is a fundamental shift in our perception that allows us to see the wonder in every moment, every object, every interaction. It means we begin to appreciate the silence between sounds, the emptiness between forms, and how they interact to create something greater. When we learn to appreciate these subtle, barely noticeable aspects, the world around us is transformed. It becomes filled not only with new meaning and undeniable beauty, but also with a surprising, inexhaustible complexity that was previously inaccessible to our cursory glance. Every new day, every minute becomes an opportunity for a new discovery, for a new look at what seemed long familiar and habitual to the point of boredom. The continuous process of discovery and the philosophy of perception. This is a continuous process of wonder and awe that enriches our inner life, expands our consciousness, and deepens our understanding not only of the external world, but also of ourselves, our role in this endless canvas of existence. Invisible greatness does not require exhausting journeys to distant exotic countries, does not require searching for something extraordinary or ephemeral. It requires only an open heart, an inquisitive mind, and an attentive gaze ready to see depth in the superficial, complexity in apparent simplicity, and a miracle in every, even the most ordinary moment of everyday life. This is the ability to find the unique in the universal, the infinite in the finite. It is in this amazing ability to find greatness in the smallest details, in the unnoticeable manifestations, that the true, inexhaustible magic of our existence lies, the source of endless inspiration and deep satisfaction. It is a call to a more conscious existence, to not just look, but to see. Not just listen, but to hear. Not just touch, but to feel. It is an invitation to meditative immersion in reality, to discover the hidden connections and patterns that shape our reality. For example, just as sunlight passing through a prism breaks up into a spectrum of colors, so invisible greatness reveals to us many facets of the same reality. If we are ready to look at it from different angles, we begin to notice how an old building, crumbling under the influence of time, still holds the stories of past generations. Its walls breathe memory, and in every chip of plaster, you can see a trace of someone's life. Or how the sound of rain falling on different surfaces on the ground, on leaves, on a metal roof, creates a complex polyphony, unique for each moment, constantly changing and full of nuances. This is not just an aesthetic pleasure, but also a deep philosophical approach to life. It teaches us humility before the vastness and complexity of the world, as well as the ability to find joy and meaning in the smallest manifestations. It is the realization that each element, be it a tiny insect, the smallest atom, or a vast galaxy, is an integral part of one large interconnected whole, and that each of them contains an echo of the same infinite grandeur that permeates the entire universe. It is the understanding that even in apparent chaos there is always a hidden order, and in every destruction there is the potential for new creation and rebirth. In this way, invisible greatness becomes not just a concept, but a way of life, a way of perceiving that opens up endless possibilities for growth, learning, and deep self-knowledge. It is a constant reminder that the world is much deeper than it seems at first glance, and that the most amazing things often await us where we least expect to find them. In silence, in simplicity, in every moment of being. This is a call to mindfulness, to become true explorers of the everyday. Imagine watching clouds slowly change shape, creating constantly moving works of art in the sky, or a simple spider weaving its web, demonstrating an engineering marvel that surpasses many human inventions in strength and efficiency. Every movement, every thread is an act of amazing skill, often unnoticed. Just like a stranger's smile on a crowded bus, which can become a source of unexpected joy and warmth, or the sight of an old tree with roots deep in the ground, symbolizing a connection with the past and resilience in the face of time. This approach transforms our attitude to routine, turning it from a burden into a source of endless discoveries. A line at the store, a traffic jam on the road, waiting. All this becomes not just wasted time, but an opportunity to observe, to contemplate, to search for those very invisible greatnesses. We learn to see beauty in aging, wisdom in decay, strength in fragility. This teaches us empathy because by noticing subtle details, we begin to better understand the complexity and multifaceted nature of human experience. We realize that every person, every object, every situation carries a unique stamp of greatness, even if it is not immediately apparent. Ultimately, invisible greatness is a path to deep appreciation for life itself, for its endless manifestations, for the opportunity to be part of this amazing and complex world.
If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep pushing forward, there are links in the description where you can donate. Every contribution helps us reach more people, do more good, and keep this mission alive. There's also a store down below where you can grab something for yourself, or even better, a gift for someone you care about. It's a simple way to spread love and let someone know they matter. We're all just trying to grow, to become better, to rise above the noise and step into who we're really meant to be. And I truly believe change is possible, the kind of change that creates a ripple effect and helps others see the beauty still left in this world. This channel is about real growth, real transformation, and I'm here to give you a front row seat to what that looks like. Raw, honest, and grounded in purpose. God is within all of us, and my goal is simple: to reflect that light as clearly and powerfully as I can for you and for the world around us.